this next episode of the Iksula podcast. In this podcast, we usually talk about what is happening in the e-commerce space, the latest in technology, and the latest in innovation in the e-commerce space. And we have guests from the industry. Today, I have two guests. I have Mr. Marwan Tayara. He's the chief e-commerce officer of SACO, very accomplished leader with over 30 years of experience. Welcome, Mr. Marwan, on this podcast. And I have Rohit. Rohit comes with about 20 years of experience, has worked extensively with customers in the e-commerce space, and is constantly working on giving us inputs on building new solutions. So, Rohit, welcome again. Uh, Gentlemen,
Thank you.
great to have you here. It's a Friday afternoon, and let's use the time to talk some very, very interesting things that's going to happen in e-commerce. But first, Mr. Marwan, I would love to hear an introduction from you. And what's your background and how you got associated with e-commerce, and what's your experience with that? Over to you, sir.
Well, first of all, thank you, Anurag, for the introduction, and thank you for having me here. Right, hi to you as well. It's been a long journey for the past 30 plus years, moving from the IT industry, the tech industry, into the traditional retail, and then ultimately with the e-commerce industry. And it seemed to me like a natural progression, except from IT to retail. But then when you have the chance to combine both expertise, know-how, industry knowledge of both worlds of the traditional retail and the IT, e-commerce becomes really natural. And it just happened at the right time when e-commerce was starting to flourish and really start in the region. Probably in this region, we're always a little bit off behind the rest of the world. E-commerce naturally started earlier in the US and in Europe, but then it took time to evolve and become predominant and become on consumer minds and become part of consumer demand in this region. And I was fortunate enough to jump on the wagon and the right time and contribute to the growth of this industry with prominent retailers in the region.
Got it. Thank you, Mr. Marwan. So, continuing on that, how do you see e-commerce now in the Middle East, in the larger region as well, and the region and in Saudi Arabia? Because we all read about how the region is growing, and especially now, South KSA or Saudi Arabia is the next big frontier in the region, and there's going to be a lot of growth and expansion. So, where do you see this growth happening in the next 3 to 5 years? What are your
Well,
thoughts?
that's part of the attraction of Saudi, and that's really what attracted me to this market, to this country. Uh, I worked in before Saudi in all countries in the region except Saudi. So when the chance came, I was not hesitant at all. And
Mhm.
Saudi is a continent by itself, geographically large. It's probably as large as three or four of the largest countries in Europe, and population is dispersed across the country, so they're not concentrated in one or two cities. So the country presents
Mhm.
by itself, by virtue, an opportunity. 33 million population, mostly urban, 83% almost urban, pretty much young. In the median age in the country is 29 years. So you can imagine the opportunity, especially in the e-commerce industry, with such a young population. Uh, Market-wise and economy-wise, the country is growing faster than most of the eight countries the market, the economy is growing by probably around 8 to 9% a year, which is more than any country in the G8. Uh, it's been post-COVID. We've seen stagnation in the retail industry. So the market size right now, retail market size, is equal to that of 2018. And that's not good. We've seen, of course, the surge of COVID, but then things really flattened afterward. E-commerce is not like that at all, and it's been growing at a rate of 9 to 10% on yearly basis. So the retail market size is close to 900 billion reals, and commerce represents around roughly 10% of that, but it's growing faster
Mhm.
than the retail market. So the opportunities are really there for e-commerce. The population itself, like we said, the internet penetration, of course, reports say it's 100% penetration in the country. So there isn't more to do about that. All
Right.
that presents excellent opportunity for e-commerce businesses to grow.
That's very interesting. Again, it seems like the KSA region is going to be the next big frontier, especially in the Middle East, because the economy is sizable and there's young population. I think all the levers are set. Rohit, do you see the same thing, and what do you see customers asking for in the region?
Yeah. So first of all, again, thanks, Anurag. So I can see the same trend. However, largely Saudi is a bigger market. A lot of investment is going on, and again, largely when we target Saudi Arabia, the e-commerce customers and all, so mainly on the large retailers and the brand, what we see, like you know, the mobile first shopping, and again, personalization, customer retention, all those things. Again, largely on the cash on delivery, that is faster, 10 minute, 20 minute. These are all the trend which I see that, even in the last 1 year I can visited multiple time to Riyadh, Jeddah, and Dammam. Most of the things are coming up again. The fast and reliable delivery, so largely efficient logistic and delivery services are crucial for the customer satisfaction. However, again, the trust and the security, people looking for actually, ensure secure payment gateway and the transparent transaction to build that trust actually. And again, Arabic language is something which most of the large retailers, even the marketplaces, they're looking for that support to strengthen the customer experience. However, the most important part, very honestly and precisely, the journey, the experience, retention, personalization, those things which is I can see in the trend of the market.
Thanks. Thank you, Rohit. So let me get down into specifics, and Mr. Marwan, this is going to be all you. So let's look at SACO. I mean, SACO started as a home improvement retailer, and we have spoken repeatedly that how it has expanded across different categories. Again, home improvement was a very American thing where you have very large houses and there's a very strong DIY culture. So they Home Depot kind of set it up and grow, and you have Lowe's and they have grown. But even then, they have moved significantly, and they've getting a large part of their business from their B2B customers. Now, when we come to Saudi, how do you see the market for home improvement and then the associated categories like furniture and lifestyle, home lifestyle, and even other categories, and even let's say electronics? How do you see all of these coming together? How do you see them moving?
But true, we started as a DIY hardware store, and we emulated Ace Hardware in the States. But consumer demand drives everything in business and specifically in retail. and more so in e-commerce. So true, we moved beyond being just a DIY store, and we're becoming more of a general store, which is your home and lifestyle store. We're not in a place where we do your all daily essentials. Naturally, the largest e-commerce category is always food and groceries, being everyday essentials. But COVID really changed consumer behavior. So now consumers are becoming more adaptive since COVID days of online shopping of wider categories, and that comes into our space, categories like fashion, electronics, furniture, home improvement. So we keep listening to customers, and right now we expanded to more than 200 categories, and we cover really an end-to-end home experience, and we keep expanding our product assortment, both horizontally and vertically. So it's a wider assortment on the categories we cover, and more categories that we want to cover. For example, this year saw us adding categories where traditionally we were not. Stationery, for example. Last summer, the back-to-school season was our first when we ventured into stationery, and now stationery is becoming one of our core categories. Indoor furniture, so traditionally being a hardware store, we did more of outdoor furniture. Indoor furniture categories are wider, more in demand, cover more consumer segments. So we're now expanding big in indoor furniture. Toys, again, is one of the categories we added this year, and we're going into more of the day-to-day essentials in grocery, non-food. So we started categories related to detergents, cleaning, disposables. That's something where we keep working on, and this year we'll see us between now and the end of the year also expanding more into other categories, specifically into electronics. So we're missing a big chunk of the market. The electronics market is around 34 billion riyals a year, and we're missing that. So we're gonna venture into this category as well. Now we keep exploring trends in Saudi market, and we keep responding to those trends. We directly import more than 60% of our assortment, the products we sell. So our dependency on the local market, the local suppliers, is minimal. So we're busy really year-round roaming the world, looking for new ideas and new designs and new product lines. That's part of the excitement that we bring into the market.
Got it. So, category expansion seems to be one of the biggest drivers for you as of now. How about some of the other strategies, of what are some of the key behaviors that you're seeing from customers, and how are they buying? Are they going online and ordering, or are they visiting the store, trying to choose from there and then expand? And how do you, and then how does this make you invest in building specific capabilities that will give you the edge for the growth?
Well, naturally, like we said, the e-commerce is growing and has been growing, where the retail market has been stagnant, and e-commerce is growing more than the traditional brick and mortar. So yeah, e-commerce customers' behavior is shifting. Started shifting since COVID days, and we're seeing retailers who have the online share representing double digit of their sales. We're not there yet, but that's where we want to get. We're growing our e-commerce business. SACO is now organized around 4 strategic business units: retail, e-commerce, logistics, and distribution. So e-commerce is a core and a strategic business unit for SACO, and the
Mm-hmm.
emphasis is really on expanding, revamping first before expanding the whole of our e-commerce business. And the thing is, in Saudi, you really have two giants, e-commerce giants, Amazon and Noon, in addition to other local ones like Hunter Station. Now, those they set the stage for the whole market. They set the customer experience and they set the customer expectations, and they raise the bar for you. Add to that the challenges, like you said, in the country, in being that geographically big and population dispersed. So it brings its own challenges in terms of logistics and deliveries, especially in this era where customers are, it's no longer e-commerce. Now the buzzword is Q-commerce, quick commerce. So customers want their products now, today, not a week later. So when it comes to SACO, specifically in the e-commerce area, 5 years back, we scrambled to do something when COVID hit. Now,
Mr. Marwan, I'm sorry, could I just
sure.
stop you here? See, your voice is somehow breaking and there's a bit of scratching. Rohit, do you also hear that? A bit of scratching?
No,
Yeah.
Yeah, for some reason.
I hear you perfectly. How
Uh,
about now?
yeah, this is better. This is
Better.
better.
Okay. So, like I was saying, we scrambled to do something real quick, and it was okay at the time to cater for the COVID area requirements, but now we're in a different place where we're totally revamping our e-commerce business from the ground up, a total turnaround. The whole tech infrastructure with AI capabilities, a new website and a mobile app, our content strategy, process automation in the back end, new and improved customer interface and journey on the website, all for the purposes of delivering what real customers want online. It's very simple. They want the online because of the convenience. So they want convenience shopping, and that really means providing them with a wide variety of products at competitive prices with a quick delivery. So everything we're doing is really to cater to that with a personalized shopping online shopping experience and additional services that the market really require, and it's part of the convenience. So you want express delivery, you get that. You want assembly and installation because of our product range, you get that. A loyalty program, that's part of our offering. And what's more prevalent now in the country, in Saudi, is consumer financing. So this year alone, we added 2 more consumer financing partners. So now we have around 4 or 5, and we keep adding more. So to make such convenient shopping for customers.
Got it. So I think this entire convenience, this entire emphasizing on customer experience and making the journey seamless, making the journey, removing all the friction points that we see. I think that's becoming more or less a universal theme. But you are also seeing anything else you have seen customers talk about in the region?
So basically, Anurag, again, world has changed after COVID, and again, AI, Gen AI, a lot of things come. So again, the talk in the market, plug in the generative AI in their business. Mostly, the customer are exploring different ways to leverage Gen AI. That is something which I see that again, intelligent customer service, automation, and in fact, the process automation, what Mr. Marwan said, this is something which I see that. And other than that, the loyalty part we discussed, the customer retention, again, long-term engagement, those things, e-commerce penetration is very high, especially in Saudi, and even the UAE part. The retailers are moderating, uh, the spending on the new customers acquisition and increasing the customer retention part, driving higher customer lifetime value. Those things are there. And again, omni-channel plays the vital part. Most business focusing on creating, integrating capabilities between their offline and online channels, actually, to create seamless experience for their customer. And again, so broadly, I can see omni-channel, loyalty, customer retention, and again, Gen AI. This is something which is very trendy in the market right now. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think Gen AI has been the buzzword for the last
Yeah,
maybe
that's
2 years.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
Since ChatGPT came out, and we also see. I also see when I talk to customers, I also see a lot of them investing in different capabilities. I think some of them are at an exploratory stage. Some have found more definitive use cases on Gen AI and similar ones. But I think from a larger perspective, Mr. Marwan, the question again it would be for you is which of these would you want to build in house? Like I need these are so strategic for me. I need to have them, the team of my own, and which of these are where you need more scale and outside expertise and you work with partners? I mean, is there a framework you use internally? Is there more driven by necessity than a framework? How does that work for you? How are you
Well,
doing it?
let me tell you, it's both core and opportunistic, to be honest.
Yeah.
Core means
Mhm.
whatever is core to us, to our business, is in-house, of course. So
Mhm.
commercial operation, merchandising, sourcing, marketing, operations, leadership, product development, all that is core to us. But even within the core, sometimes we find opportunities where sometimes I'll give you an example in terms of categories, even though that category is core, but we outsource it within our stores because the opportunity poses itself to go fast into market with someone who already has the mastery of that category. So partnerships here play a role. But when it comes to e-commerce specifically, uh, the technical world is changing fast, and it is hard for a retailer whose core is retail, not IT,
Mhm.
to keep pace with that. So, of course, outsourcing is a key to us. It is part of our strategy to outsource a lot of our technical landscape, specifically when it comes to new product development. We try to keep abreast of and we keep a core team in IT, in tech, in e-commerce, because that's required to understand the technology and how you can adopt the technology to the business. And that's really key. It's not here for the fun of there's a buzzword of AI, Gen AI, and I need it there. No, it's what can it do to my customer. So it's always about the customer. What can it do to the customer? And then we weigh the benefits of that. And of course, we seek experienced partners who can deliver, who can support, and who can sustain and grow with us. Because the product we develop, we bring into the market is really something that it's a living creature. A website and the mobile app, they never really finish
Mhm.
development. So it's a living creature, and it's important from the get-go. The choice of the partner is important to us. So we look at a mix of the technology know-how, because of course, just like any other company, we have a set of tech infrastructure that we use, and we need someone
Mhm.
who's really experienced, have done it, supported it to the scale of our business, of course, and that partner should be able to. And that's why I keep saying partner. They need to grow with us and continue with us, because really it's a partnership. It's not a hit and run one contract, do that mobile app, and thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely, Mr. Marwan. I have a very interesting observation. At least it's interesting to me. Sorry for being saying that, but there, if I see, there are two kinds of operators in the retail world as of now. There are those tech first companies, which are the Amazon, even a Noon would be a tech first one, which are digital first, digital natives, and they started online. They don't have a presence without their online world. And then there's the traditional retailers. And this question got triggered by what you said, that your core is retail. So going forward, uh, do you think one will have an advantage over the other? The tech first model versus the retail first model? It's a very tricky question, and I know there'll be a lot of prejudices, but I
You
would
know,
love.
I see them merging because everyone is venturing into the other's territory. And you know, Amazon in the US, they ventured into brick and mortar stores
Yeah,
at some point.
Whole
And
Foods acquired them.
even those tech retailers, they're establishing brick and mortar dark stores. They're called dark stores, but they are
Mhm,
really brick and mortar. So everyone
mhm.
is venturing into the other's territory because that's what the consumer demands. I mean, we have to stay true to our heritage. We have 33 stores across the kingdom. I won't just close them and
Mhm.
become an online retailer just because Amazon is like that. So we have to be true to our heritage, build on that, and use that to my advantage. I mean, to me, that's a competitive edge over others where I have 33 stores across the region and I can reach consumers in a flash. I have to use that competitive advantage. And of course, they have their competitive advantages. They are tech first, they are more tech savvy, they have more resources. So why not? We learn from them.
I would totally agree. I have this personal belief that I'm a big believer in tech. So tech comes first, but unless you understand where to apply for, you are just carrying a hand. You just have a hammer in your hands, looking for a nail. So I think in the long run, if
It
I
can
had to
become a
choose,
burden. So we have to be careful.
yeah, absolutely. So we'll have to the domain knowledge, the understanding of how that business works will always have to figure a use, or we'll have to decide where tech can come in, and obviously the tech capabilities and savviness will have to evolve. And that's where Rohit, what is your team, what is Iksula building? I'm also part of that. So, but what is your team building
Yeah.
on this one?
All
I
right.
want to ask the shorter.
So anyway, you're part of the team, But again, since you asked me, so largely, see, in the entire conversation we discuss about the Gen AI part, this is something which I see we already built some lot of stacks actually, which is helpful for the retailers and the brands. So yeah, we are trying to incorporate the AI tools largely on the Gen AI. That is our offering. We have AI powered stack basically, for a product content solution, copywriting, image modification, and the virtual product photo shoots, and we are also we are in discussion. In fact, we are implementing that intelligent contact center solution. So that's the first one. And again, the customer loyalty, the personalization part. This is something which obviously we build the capability, but there are a lot more things to do actually, to automate the software and everything. Marketing automation software, basically. Uh, Focus is largely on the this enabling how to enable the hyper personalization part, and again each step of the customer journey, how they see the product description, more relevant reviews, colors, and so on all those things, so broadly, again, Gen AI and the hyper personalization part, this is something which is our focus. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I think, yeah, there is a lot of buzz around that. But again, I was talking to another customer a week back, a very large business in India in the financial services. They have a retail component, can't take the name. And their point was, yes, we are doing the off platform personalization, the email automation, and those personalized emails. But what I don't know is how to do on site personalization. And importantly, what is the investment I'll need to do to enable that, and what is the value it will bring to me? Do I even have a positive ROI on that investment, or is it only going to be because everybody is doing it and I am under that peer pressure or the industry pressure to do it? And I think, Mr. Mohan, that would be my probably be my last question today. But where do you see yourself investing, let's say in the next maybe 12 to 18 months, maybe 3 years time? Which are your firm conviction and which are more exploratory as of now?
But the country is growing fast. I mean, with the 2030 vision,
Yeah.
everything is happening
Hmm.
in Saudi, the NEOM projects, the World Cup,
Hmm.
World Expo. I mean, huge projects coming up to the country. Uh,
Hmm.
the vision itself calls for expansion on all aspects, becoming a logistical hub, a touristic hub, an industrial hub, a huge diversification out of the oil industry. So all that is uh, opportunity for retail. The more people that come to the country, more people that live in the country, the merrier. So we need to be ready for that in terms of our product offering. So we spoke about the commercial size and the categories, but also against that, we're doing the huge development in our e-commerce business and the platform we're building. Just like Rohit said, we're investing a lot in AI technology
Hmm.
in terms of content, in terms of personalization, in terms of reviews. Now, do you get an ROI on each and every feature you put in your platform? I think the answer to me and to your client is probably no. It's a compound return. How
Hmm.
you're growing when you do all this, because it's all part of the puzzle, not only on the tech part, on the platform part, but also on the services
Hmm.
offering, on the faster delivery, on the price competitiveness, on the promotions, on your digital marketing strategy. All that adds to being there and taking a chunk of the pie. So that's where we're investing, and we'll keep investing to improve customer experience. When they're happy, when they have a clean journey, fast one, happy one, they find the product they want at the price they want, get it fast to their doorstep. I think they'll be very much content and come back to you, and that's what really builds loyalty. You can have the best loyalty program in the world, but if you're not delivering what the customer want, they will not come back.
I couldn't have agreed more. And I definitely can't put it in as great a way that Mr. Mawan you have done, because I think that's the golden rule of any business, especially retail. And with that, we would wrap this session up. But it was a fantastic opportunity for me to talk to you, Mr. Marwan, and very, very insightful for me as well. Rohit, I hope that was insightful for
Yeah.
you as well. So we really appreciate you taking your time on a holiday talking to us, and would looking forward to meeting with you next time I'm in the region, Mr. Marwan.
You're most welcome, and Rohit waiting for you.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank you
Mr.
so
Rohit.
much.
Okay,
Thank you.
take care.
Okay. Bye bye.
All right.